My name is Lara and I was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis at 5.5 months. It's a genetic disease that affects the lungs and digestive system. My lungs filled up with mucus, and I worked really hard all my life to cough and clear and do breathing treatments all day, every day, really. And the last few years were the toughest. I was on a lot of oxygen and doing treatments even more so than I ever was in my life. And I spent the last 3 years pretty consistently in the hospital. A year and a half ago, I was the sickest I ever was, and one day I almost died. I was on 55 liters of oxygen and fighting for my life. I was at UVM, my home hospital at the time, and they transferred me to Boston to emergently list me for a double lung transplant. And I spent a month down there, and it was the hardest time of my life, but also the best, because I had so much support and love, and I felt so many people praying for me, and they rallied with me, and I miraculously bounced back from that and was able to come back to a few liters of oxygen and be transferred back to my home hospital where I waited for my transplant. During that time, I was number 1 on the list for the Northeast region, but my score was demoted once I came back home and was doing a bit better. I was in the hospital just about the whole time I waited for lungs. I was on the list for 5 months, and there was never a moment that I doubted that God would heal me. I didn't know what it would look like or how, but I believed with all my heart that it would happen. And leading up to transplant, I prayed for my donor on a daily basis. I couldn't imagine being in that position for the family to make such a life-saving decision for people like me in their moment of tragedy. But I am beyond grateful, and so are all of my loved ones. It was a long, hard journey, a very beautiful and fruitful one as well. But life on the other side of transplant has been far greater than I could ever hope for, imagine, or dream of. I've never breathed like this in my life. It's always been a struggle, even when I wasn't doing terrible. And to be able to travel in a new way without having to worry about where I can set up my breathing treatments, or where I can plug in my oxygen, or would I have enough tanks, or just the looming thought of getting sick all the time. It's surreal. It's truly surreal to live a life that I've never experienced before. And I am very humbled to see where I was and where I am today, and truly grateful for this second chance and gift I've been given. And being at the Transplant Games has been such a wild experience to connect with other people who have received the gift of life and those who are here supporting them. But the most overwhelming experience has been to meet donor families who are so happy to be here and proud of their loved one and how they're living on in other people and the gift that they've been able to give to so many, and to have that connection that's immediate, to understand each other and to support and celebrate each other and show love and encouragement. There's just nothing like it. And I am so incredibly happy that I have been afforded this opportunity to come here and connect with people and to witness my heroes who are defying the odds and competing and winning medals and just far surpassing anything that I could imagine. And it's a goal that I aspire to, and they inspire me to do better and dream bigger and to continue to be a voice for those who are in need as well. And it just is reinforcing from the donor families to, they just want to know that we're doing well, which is the most amazing gift amongst their pain, to be able to celebrate us. And I am truly honored to be a part of this community and grateful for my gift.